Welcome to Pwani Innovation Week.
Whatever the area you are living, just know that you are surrounded by water mass. If maji yakirise half a meter, Mombasa is a forgotten county. Entire of Mombasa will be submerged with water. So this conversation is very key. Beside whatever the development we are thinking, but if you don't pay attention with the action that we do, it means in the 10 years to come, we shall not have a county called Mombasa. Even Kilifi, even Kwale, those are surrounded by water mass. So basically, you realize any advancement that we are thinking without putting consideration, environmental governance and management, that's a zero work we are doing. So coming now to what county are we doing in regards to climate change, with the devolved function, one of our mandate as county government is to manage waste. And one of the key function in managing waste is the collection, transportation, and disposal. Number two, county have a mandate to manage ungazetted forest. When I say ungazetted forest, it's not mangrove, but the other forest which is not gazetted. So as county government, because hatuna space, we don't have space for planting more trees, we have designed to have the urban forestry, the one that you see along the town. So that is the urban forestry whereby magari ni mingi, yana emit sana, so we need to have green vegetation to make sure that we absorb so much carbon that has been produced. At the same time, some of the opportunity that we are opening as county government, beside the mangrove, is not a gazetted, it's not under our mandate, but we have adopted so many sites within the mangrove Chuda Creek. And what we do as county government, we have groups on the ground that are managing those types of resources. So whenever we want to do planting, we normally buy those seedlings from them. And you can imagine like 5,000, for example, if you plant 5,000 seedlings, so the least you can buy it is 50 bob. So you can imagine if any person goes and do planting, the group you can say 5,000 times 50 bob. That's a lot of money the group is getting just through mangrove restoration. And the mangrove, the advantage of mangrove is different from the types of trees tuko nazo. Zina self-sustaining. Ukieka inajipanda wenyewe. You don't need to monitor it. You just monitor it if it has failed or if it has succeeded. So if it has failed, you replace it. So the nursery is very easy to have. So hizo groups are easy in a benefit from different stakeholders that we go to them. So like last year, we planted 100,000 seedlings with the partnership with Equity Bank. So the group got 2 million from Equity through planting of mangrove. So you can imagine they have used less effort, but they're getting good money in terms of investment. Basically, the mangrove restoration we are doing at a very high speed, because sisi kama we don't invest, mangrove is the only for Mombasa.
Already benefited one from adaptation fund. We are in the process of initiating the development of the second phase of 10 million USD. And I think this will be an opportunity for us to engage to see how do some of your ideas, your innovations can be part of that Kenyan program, so that we can be able to fund some of these things. So we have 10 million USD out there that we can, all of us working together, we can be able to access, so that we take some of these ideas that you have to the next level. Under the adaptation fund also, they have an innovation facility, and it has two parts. They have a small innovation grant of up to 250,000 USD. I don't know how much Kenya shilling. That is 2.5 million. That you can use to test ideas, products, and so on, to see how they can be upscaled. So we have that facility, and you can only access that facility through NEMA. So working with you, if you have an idea, we want to really encourage you to talk to us, and then we see how we can be able to tap into this innovation facility. Each year we have 2 opportunities to present our proposal, innovation. So up to 250,000 USD. That's a small grant. It's a grant, it's not a loan. Then we have a large innovation grant, which goes up to 50 million. And this grant will now help you to upscale whatever you have done during your trials. If the idea is very good and you want to upscale, then you have an opportunity to source for financing from the adaptation fund up to 5 million USD. That's like 500 million, half a billion. It's not small money. And that is money that's again available to us. So this money out there, it's up to us, but the idea has to be so good, it has to be innovative, it has to solve a climate problem. So that's an opportunity. Then the second thing that, or a second fund that we run at NEMA is called Green Climate Fund. And this is one of the biggest climate finance mechanism under the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, and also now serving the Paris Agreement. This one has a number of financial instruments that you can access. They have grants. NEMA is accredited to the Green Climate Fund, and you can access grants up to 10 million USD per project. And there is no limit as to how many projects we can do, so long as each project, the cap is 10 million USD. We have last year managed to get our first project online, and we are looking forward to developing other projects. And we are looking for these fantastic ideas that we can then be able to package and sell to Green Climate Fund, and this grant financing of up to 10 million USD. And in the scheme of things, that is actually a micro project. The other level is a small project, which is between 10 and 50 million USD. Then the medium is between 50 and 250 million. 250 million. And then large projects are 250 million. This is US dollars, not Kenyan money, please. Now, the difference between the GCF and the Adaptation Fund, one is that the Green Climate Fund has a variety of financing instruments other than the grants. They have concessional loans. It means if you want to develop your business idea to, in a commercial sense, you can still be able to get concessional loans from Green Climate Fund to do your project. That's why we are talking about big money, like 250 million USD. I don't know how much Kenyan money that is, but it must be a lot of money. Yeah. They also have equity. In other words, you can partner with them, that you have this idea, then they can become partners in your business. So they provide equity financing also, and then they provide guarantees for you to be able to commercialize your ideas. So those are some of the very, very important avenues that we can share with you, and we hope to take this discussion forward so that we can be able to go into details on how we can be able to access this financing. And this financing is there for us, especially for developing countries, because the argument is the developing countries are not responsible for climate change. Our emissions are so minimal, and yet we suffer the most consequences. So there is transfer of resources from developed countries to developing countries to help us to cope, to adapt to the climate change, and also be able to contribute towards mitigation. So there are resources out there, but we have to be innovative, we have to be aggressive, and we can give our assurance that we are there to work with you so that we see that we are able to tap into some of these resources. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, John. At least you want to clap for him? Yeah, go ahead. Thank you. Thank you so much. Maybe